Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about methodology for online education. I'm going to introduce three of the leading organizations and frameworks for online learning, which are Quality Matters, NSQ, and the COI survey. I will then give an overview of each of these frameworks and compare their similarities and differences. I'll give a brief explanation of which framework I would choose to evaluate and design distance learning for K-12 education, and give a list of my resources. As distance learning has grown and expanded over the past few decades, the need for rigorous standards for online instruction has also grown. These three organizations have led the way in literally setting the standard for online education. Quality Matters began as the Maryland Online Incorporated Consortium and now works with organizations around the world. It is a nonprofit organization, but it does require a paid membership to gain access to their resources, professional developments, and peer review activities. The NSQ, or the National Standard for Quality Online Learning, has been setting the standard for distance learning at the state and district level across the country since 2007. It is also nonprofit. It is overseen by a committee of organizations dedicated to keeping online learning standards current and relevant. Quality Matters is actually one of the leaders in the NSQ Oversight Committee. To access the NSQ content, you must only provide your email address. The Community of Inquiry Survey tool was first presented in 2008 and has since been studied and validated by professionals around the world. The Community of Inquiry is an open online community of individuals interested in academic disclosure based around the COI framework. The COI survey is published under a Creative Commons license, which makes it open for anyone to use or alter as long as it is referenced and published under the same Creative Commons license. Let's look at what each of these distance learning frameworks has to offer. Quality Matters has 5 target audiences with specific rubrics outlining the standards for courses in each of these online settings: higher education publishers, K-12 secondary, K-12 publishers, and continuing and professional education courses. Each of these rubrics have 8 general standards with specific standards under each category based on the setting being reviewed. These general standards are course overview and introduction, learning objectives or competencies, assessments and measurements, instructional materials, learning activities and learner interactions, course technology, learner support, and accessibility and usage. The major advantage of Quality Matters is the amount of professional development and peer review support offered to the members of their programs. As you can see, the QM standards are focused on aligning course structures with course objectives to facilitate online learning. While these standards help build structurally sound, effective courses, they leave little room for community building, which is one of the key focuses in the NSQ standards. The National Standards for Quality provides 3 standards for 3 different types of distance learning: online courses, online teaching, and online programs. While these may seem like subtle differences, the 3 settings determine how instruction is presented and how learners interact with content and with peers. Since the online teaching standards most closely align with the K-12 instructional setting, these are the key standards I chose to reference here. The 5 key standards for online teaching are professional responsibilities, digital citizenship, engagement and belonging, learner-centered instruction, and instructional design. As you can see, the NSQ standards place more emphasis on community building and engagement than the QM standards. You can even go so far as to relate the NSQ standards to the ideas of teaching presence and social presence expressed in the COI framework. The Community of Inquiry Survey was created to measure the dimensions of the 3 presences established in the COI framework. It includes a 34-statement inquiry that is answered with a 5-point rating scale, where 5 is strongly agree and 1 is strongly disagree. Under each presence, there are 3 or 4 categories of statements used to measure how effectively a course meets the needs of each presence. Under the teaching presence, these categories are design and organization, facilitation, and direct instruction. Under the social presence, there are effective expression, open communication, and group cohesion. Under the cognitive presence, the four categories are trigger event, exploration, integration, and resolution. The COI framework and survey go beyond course structure and community building to delve into the science of cognition to consider how learners will perceive content, interact with it, and integrate it into long-term learning. While each of these frameworks set a high standard for distance learning courses, they have a few differences that make them stand out from each other. All three set rigorous standards for course structure. Without a strong structure base based on learning objectives, any online course is doomed to fail. QM Matters sets the standard for aligning course structure and learning objectives. However, NSQ and the COI survey go beyond the structure and emphasize the need for community building through digital citizenship and meaningful interactions. This allows learners to gain a sense of belonging and take risks to expand their understanding. The COI framework goes one step further than both of these to highlight the need to purposefully incorporate cognitive processing into course design. A course that encourages and enables students to reach higher levels of inquiry will produce lifelong learners who expand their skills beyond the end of the course. After reviewing each of these frameworks, I believe that the best one for me to use in the K-12 education setting would be the National Standards of Quality in Online Learning. Their online teaching standards most closely align with the online elementary setting. I really wish I had known about or received training on these standards while I was teaching a fully virtual 4th grade class during COVID. They would have helped me adjust my teaching strategies and content layout for the virtual classroom. But even now, the learner-centered approach will help me meet the needs of my students and can be adapted for fully virtual or blended learning or other forms of innovative teaching. I would like to use the NSQ framework to help shape technology integration in my classroom while emphasizing digital citizenship, creating engagement, and cultivating a sense of belonging that are all crucial for the development of the K-12 learner. Younger learners are often not mature enough to be completely in charge of their own learning and need that community support and engagement to meet their full potential. This is one reason that I did not choose the Community of Inquiry survey for my personal application, but I do see the benefit of referencing this framework as well. I think that after establishing a distance learning or blended learning course, the COI survey would be a good tool to identify areas for improvement and growth. However, for creating a distance learning course or for an initial course evaluation, I would use the NSQ online teaching standards. If a district level administration was looking for something for one of these frameworks to choose, though, I think that investing in the support that Quality Matters supplies would be a good choice as well. Which of these frameworks would you choose for your workplace? Would you value the support and training offered by the Quality Matters team? Would you be drawn to the open discourse of the Community of Inquiry? Or would you choose the NSQ like I have? To find out more about each of these organizations, visit their respective websites to see the information presented here, to access their resources, or to participate in online discussions. Thank you for watching my presentation. Hope everyone has a great day.